issue is important, so I thought
Anyway,
I
hi
will
guys, welcome back to the
read
Library of
this one.
Alexandria. And today, we're going to be talking about the King's Blod, which is book 2 of the Dagger and Coin. 3 people here completed the assignment and finished the book. I'm going to let you guess who, despite this having been moved for another 4 days since we were supposed to have it, I want you to guess here which of the 4 did not finish reading this book. So
This is
one
a
person here.
reread. This is
Well,
a
no one had to
reread.
guess because Anitha outed herself. So Anitha will be anything Anitha says. If we disagree with it, just say you didn't read it, Anitha. And her opinion, she's invalidated her own opinion by not finishing the book. The good thing is the only saving grace Anitha has here is the fact that this is a reread. So hopefully she remembers everything. It is Anitha. It is Anitha, Lewis. It is. So anyway, joining us, much more delighted to welcome Chris Navo and Tori Tekken back.
You're not delighted to have me here?
Oh my gosh, these other people finished the book and came prepared. Anitha has instead been watching C-dramas for days and days straight.
Hey now.
So that is what Anitha has been doing instead of reading. Discussion I had. So Pete and Sal were at my house last week. And so that was a lot of fun. But we discussed, and like I had like the scales lifted from my eyes or fall off my eyes, where Anitha hasn't read hardly anything that I like. How is she the loyalist?
Excuse me.
Anitha has moved down in the hierarchy and the chain of command, and has been supplanted, much like some things that have happened here in the King's Blod, which everyone would appreciate. Guys, this is how you know I don't care about the algorithm or that my videos are not for anybody but like current viewers of my channel. The fact that I deliberately in this discussion titled it The King's Blod, because that is what I say. Some rando is going to come across that and be like, I'm not watching this idiot's channel. I'm misspelling in the thumbnail and the description. Oh, no, my friend. Purposeful. So randos will never watch.
I forgot to put a list of the books I talked about in one of my latest videos, and I have gotten the dressing down of the censor from the YouTube audience. They're like, this would be so much better if there was an actual list of the books in the description box. Thank you.
Why? So they don't have to read it?
I don't know. Apparently.
It's so they don't have to watch the video.
Are you
I know. That's why I'm like, why do you want it though?
Yeah.
Are you talking about chapter skips? Like chapter?
No, like just a flat out list in there. And
okay.
I think some people, like, if they're not sure how to spell something, like I can granted that makes sense, but like,
yeah, but you hold up the book.
Comments that are
but you hold up the book and then they could spell it that way.
I get yelled at about that too. People are like, you don't need to hold the book up the whole time.
Tori,
some people want to know ahead what books they're going to,
that's cheating. It's supposed
Tori,
to be a
I get you don't hold the book up or leave the picture of the book. Leave that up the whole time you're talking about it. Get out of my face. Like
you can't do anything right, Alan. You can't do anything right.
Like this is look. Anyway, welcome back, guys. We're gonna talk about King's Blod.
Blood.
So this is, if you have not read The Dragon's Path, I'm gonna spoil stuff for The Dragon's Path right up front. After that, we will talk a little bit about this book compared to the last one, kind of non-spoilery, and then we'll go into spoilers for this. But if you haven't read The Dragon's Path, it's gonna get spoiled. If you don't care, it's fine. We pick up here where we left off with Dragon's Path. Getter is the what is he? The
Regent.
He's not the regent yet. He's the regent very shortly after the book starts, but I forgot what it is. The guardian. He's kind
of like a guardian.
He's the guardian. And Cithrin gets to keep her bank, but she's got a babysitter. Marcus is still there.
Marcus exists.
Kit has left. We don't find that out till the very beginning that he's not in Port Oliva anymore. And a main change between the first book is that Clara is a main POV in this one. And then Dawson, we have Dawson as well. Dawson and Getter put down a coup by a Stairhold, or ostensibly by a Stairhold, to kill the king's kid, and supplant the king. And so that's where we leave off. So compared to the first book, I just want general thoughts. How do you guys feel about this one compared to the first one, and any non-spoiler thoughts you may have? Anitha, if you can remember anything.
I think. See, even first time I liked Dragon's Path better than King's Blood. I found this one slow. This time I liked it as much as Dragon's Path, but this time maybe I don't know why. I wasn't that into political intrigue, everything that's happening with Dawson and Geddes POVs.
Oh
maybe
my
because
gosh.
maybe because I already knew, or because how closely similar to real world events. Actually, maybe because of that I did not look forward to reading those POVs. Actually, I looked forward to more about Cithrin and Marcus POVs.
To completely oppose that, like anytime we went, like Cithrin slightly better, at least she's heading the camera pool, but like Marcus, I'm like, I don't care, can we please get together in Basrahib? Like I just wanted to see all of that stuff and what Basrahib adds to that whole mess. I remember in my notes, like I have my notes from the first time I read King's Blood, where it's like, yeah, Marcus's chapters are the most boring. That may not be a shared thing. Obviously, Anitha would rather be down there with them, but I was just so invested in the nonsense, because Dawson just enrages me. Like cry more that you're winning, Dawson. Like, we're winning. I'm mad that we're winning. I would rather everyone die and us lose. Dawson, shut up. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm getting into spoilers and stuff. Tori, what were your thoughts?
Be perverted. That's
Just stop it, Anitha. No. No. We'll talk about it in a minute. Tori?
I think they were pretty equal for me, I think, actually, between book 1 and book 2. I like this one. I think I liked aspects of this one better. I really like that we added Clara's POV. I think that was a really good addition to the POVs we already had. I definitely lived for the Callium perspectives because I found them the most interesting. I will leave it there for now because I have a lot of spoiler thoughts that I will save.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, I'm with Tori on this. I think there's aspects to both that I liked one or over the other, from parts of one that I liked more than parts of book 2. But I would say overall, I think I did enjoy part 2 over. I did like the inclusion of Clara being the old guy in the group. I like adult characters, and it's nice to have an adult female in the group because sometimes Cithrin can get on my nerves a little bit with her youth and all that. But I was a lot happier with this. There was a lot of moments that really surprised me too, when we get into spoilers for sure, that I was not expecting, but kind of expecting, kind of thing. So I think this one hit a little better for me overall.
With Clara, I think she adds such a fresh perspective, complete contrast to Dawson, what she sees, even in terms of, political intrigue or even family dynamics, how she sees with respect to, her sons, everything. I loved her perspective.
Yohei from my Discord always puts things like I don't know if it's just like my alter ego in a multiverse thing, because we have the same opinions all the time. But he read it in his review, was just talking about how, and I think Clara is the best, the best female character occupying one of those, occupying a traditional female like gender roles. I'm hard pressed to think of a better one. Like Clara is so awesome.
Yeah.
While also being amazing wife, amazing mom, amazing, just woman in general.
You get the Callium perspective without the whining is essentially what Clara is.
Yeah.
She is so just stalwart, holding down things while Dawson is again like, we're winning the war and I'm mad about it.
Yeah.
Dawson. I will say this book, more than the first one, there's a lot of stuff that can make someone uncomfortable in this book. Like there's a lot of uncomfortable. It's like, other than Clara, I don't particularly like being with anybody. But
Clara, you still like read. But it's fun. It's the cool thing with Abraham is you still like reading about them
for sure.
You still like reading about these characters. But it's like
they're compelling.
You never feel comfortable with anybody, except for Clara or Master Kim.
Master Kim. Love Master Kim.
Master
I
Kit.
do agree with you, Chris. I mean, we are more comfortable with Clara and Master Kit in this, but when Citrin went to what is that, Cars? I was very into that POV at that time because we are meeting new people, this Komemede and everyone. That intrigue I really liked. Actually.
Oh yeah, her going to meet Lorenzo Medici. Like I was all about that. But that
was good.
Once she left Porta Oliva, I liked Citrin's POV.
Yeah, same. When she got back to at the end there, I enjoyed that a lot more.
The notaries, like the notary has a point. It's like Citrin is the one who gets to play the banker, but all of the responsibility and all of any negative effects fall on what is the notary's name? Pike.
Pike.
Pike. Yeah, Pike. Yeah.
Fall on Pike, not Citrin. So Citrin gets to go to the balls and play banker while Pike's sitting there having to sign the papers. And if something happens, she's the one. So I do get where Pike comes from. I wanted, again, it's an Abraham book, so I should know that that's not what happens. But I wanted her to warm to Citrin and them kind of team up. That's what you would get in a normal book, and that's why I love talking about Abraham books, because you get so many things where this is how it would go in a standard fantasy book. Like this is how it would go, and you know what? I wouldn't even hate that. I'd still like that. But I love that Abraham zigs when you expect it to zag, and there's a lot of that in here. A particular scene with Dawson Callium. Upon reading it, I was like, why is this the scene? It's just so hard to watch. Oh, you know what I'm talking about? Where?
Which one?
We're gonna talk spoilers. I would say Dawson Callium's final scene.
Oh my god, that was hard.
I have things to say about that.
and then that scene is made so much worse by the very next chapter. Him running up to Citrin and being like, "Hey, could maybe we like go out to dinner or something?" Still got the blood of Dawson on his club. Like,
I like how she calls it out. Just like,
yeah.
The stuff. It's just anyway, we'll revisit that later. Let's talk. Who do we want to talk about first? We want to talk about Clara. We want to talk about Clara first. Is that what you want to do? All right. Tori, you said you had more to say when you want to talk about spoilers, so you go ahead. And start. We'll start.
I really love, like you mentioned before, I love the fact that Clara represents. I think there's such a smorgasbord of strong characters of either gender. And I think when it comes to female characters, oftentimes I feel like the women who occupy those more traditional roles of wife, mother, etc., are so let down by so many authors, and they're not given the kind of space that Abraham gives Clara. And I love that he does that, because she's in my opinion, at this point, she's the strongest character that we share a perspective with by far. And I love that she knows her husband so well. She knows her son so well. And she is, doing all of this subterfuge and like inner workings behind the scenes that Dawson does not have the sophistication for, if we're being honest. Like he doesn't even know that half of it's there, so I think you see a lot of the smaller, like little detail underpinnings through Clara, which I really love, where she's more of the micro, where Dawson shows us more of the macro political intrigue in terms of their household. And I also like Dawson. Dawson is infuriating so much, and also I love their relationship so much, because oftentimes, again, you don't see a lot of like older married couples where they actually are like love each other and they have this really strong bond. And I love that. I love that he's giving space to both of those things. And I think that's one of the reasons why those final scenes, both in Dawson's perspective and Clara's, hit so hard, because like this book, I will say this one I'm going to give over Dragon's Path a little bit, because this one made me cry at the end.
Yeah. Oh
this
my
one
God.
absolutely made me cry.
Yeah, especially Clara's
part?
POV.
The part where Clara's on the bridge.
Oh yeah.
That scene had me so emotional, because the way it's written, you can just see like it's so, I have to do these things and I have to get my son safe and I have to do this, and then all of a sudden she's on the bridge, and like it's like her grief and her mental stress through this whole thing is not given voice until that moment when it's almost too late. And just brilliant writing in that scene, I think.
I think what makes it so impactful too is up until those moments, she's such a stable. She's like the stable-minded person in this whole book, I feel like, and for that to happen, all that grief, all that stress and emotion of all of her duties, all coming up in the end there. And you think she's keeping a cool head with getting her house together, everything's got to get packed up, condensed, and all that, but I think it just finally hit her in the end, and it was that was one of my biggest shocks too. I was like, wow, it's like I don't know if I could hold it together as well as she did, and she came close.
Just before hopping on, I was going through all my tabbed bits, actually what I tabbed. So one of them is, I just read it and I started having I I was crying. She was consoling one of the staff members, actually, after what happened with Dawson. She said, "Don't be afraid. You will all find your new places in the world. This is unpleasant, painful even, but it is not the end, not for any of us. Thank you all very much for the work you have done."
And she's like, "I'll write you a rec. It won't do any, like, I don't think it'd be very useful." But
the strength it needs, to be kind to someone else when she is grieving so personally. And actually throughout this entire book, this book is, as Tori said, she's the strongest character. This book is totally for Clara, actually. Since the beginning, she knows her husband so well, she doesn't let Dawson insult her daughter-in-law, actually, to be daughter-in-law, and she doesn't let any other woman insult her during the party. And after what happened, when she goes to Isandrian to ask for help, she mentions, "Help my sons and daughters." Isandrian asks, "I thought you already had one daughter." So she mentions both daughter and daughter-in-law. How well Abraham writes her character. As I said, both, I mean, actually, as wife, as mom, and also to be a woman, to lift up other women. She's just fantastic character. Very, very well written character.
Seeing her stay, try to stay strong when everything is taken from her. Like they lose the holding, they lose, and eventually she has to leave. Who's she staying with that asks her to leave because it's just not a good idea for them to be associated with the Calliums right now. But her loyalty like she stays by Dawson. She does not try to talk him out of what he is going to do, even though she knows that he's going to do something against Getter. Like she doesn't know what, but she does know that he's going to oppose Getter. She does not try to talk him out of it.
I think that's why their marriage works so well. They are so different, but they understand how other person reacts and they don't stop themselves. They do their thing actually to negate the other person's actions.
Yeah, and just her handling her sons with Bariath, the oldest, like talking smack about Jory's new wife, and and then watching Jory have to denounce his dad, because I love the scene. I love the scene where Clara tells him, yes, you are. It's like, I'll never do that. I'll stand by. No, you are no, you are not. You are going to go in there and you are going to denounce him, and you and Sabitha are going to live. You're going to live your life like this is what you're going to do. And he's crying because he doesn't want to, but she will not be swerved from that. She's like, you are going to have a life. Like the middle son's fine. He's in the priesthood. He's going to be fine. I'm sure she wanted Barrioff to do it, but she knew he wasn't going to listen to her.
Yeah.
So just
I would protect Jory with my life, not to be dramatic, but like I love him so much.
Now that Jory has a wife, it is easy to guide him in that route. Actually,
I don't know why Jory never thought to go to Getter and be like, hey, can my mom be taken care of? Like Jory knows that Getter thinks he's his best friend. Like
I think Jory is literally terrified of Getter, which I feel like is completely fair.
He's not sure. He's not sure how Getter is going.
Yeah, he's like, are we like? Because Getter, I mean, look, like that scene you brought up earlier, where right after Dawson's execution, and then Getter comes running out. I mean, how is Jory supposed to be like, oh yeah, I could go ask this guy for a favor? Like, I'd be terrified. I would never.
And then Getter just he's so terrified to use Basrahip on Jory because he doesn't want to know
if he's really his friend.
So Dawson, one of my favorite things in books is loyalty and honor and duty. It's one of my favorite themes, and yet I cannot stand Dawson Callium. He takes it too far. Like he takes it too far. I don't understand. First of all, I don't understand why Getter just doesn't say, hey, Basrahip can tell if y'all are lying. That's why he's here. Because if he had done that, like Dawson's whole thing is that he thinks Basrahip and the priests are running the kingdom. And whether or not that is true now, like he saw him look at Basrahip once in one meeting, and Dawson is like, oh, the terrorists are here. I'm going to run. I'm going to kill Getter. What are we doing? and then the priests win battles with no loss of life, no loss of life. And Dawson's witching and moaning because he'd rather his men die, I guess, than have the priests. He is so frustrating to me.
When I read first time, even at the final scene, Dawson's execution scene, when he held on to his beliefs, when he did not back down, I liked his integrity then. I was really impressed. I did not hate him when I read first time. This time, I mean, I haven't come to that scene yet, but I am not so big on him. My perspective changed, but I always like people who stand by their beliefs even at the face of death. Actually, I respect them.
I did like the fact that he called out Getter during that whole at the end there, and I do appreciate that he did that. And it's cool that you can have this character that I agree, Alan. He drives me nuts, and this book was even worse than book one with Dawson. But then to Tori's point, when those scenes with him and Clara really kind of grounds him, it gives him a little bit of that humanity and a little bit of, he makes him more tolerable to read when
Yeah.
he's around his wife and his
Dawson's
sons and too, I think.
Dawson's friend, what is that guy's name? Canal Daskalin. That
Yeah,
guy is
Colonel
very
Daskin.
smart. He is a survivor.
Oh yeah.
I think Dawson, so I absolutely like Buzz Rahip makes my skin crawl. I hated him in book 1. I cannot stand him. I cannot stand him. I hate him so much. Anything to do with like mind control or like
Mind control.
it is a form of mind control, I would argue.
Look, he's
Okay,
he's
I
just
have a question.
he's
So
just
I
sussing
hate
out the
him
truth.
is the
Maybe
point.
everyone wasn't a liar.
He
I have a
makes
question.
me very I hate him so much. I can't stand him.
See, when I read first time, when Basrahib told Gedder, like, what is that ambassador's name? That ambassador is lying. I
Mhm.
I took it on the face value. I thought he was part of that conspiracy. Now I'm not sure. What is the guarantee that Basrahib is not lying?
There isn't
Because
one.
yeah, he wants to spread his religion. He wants to spread his cult that built his temples in all cities. So it is possible that Basrahib lied that ambassador and king are part of the conspiracy.
Yeah, but it's way more likely that they were in on it. Like it's
Yeah,
way more likely that they're liars.
yes, that's what I thought. But this time that doubt entered my brain. Actually, it is not going away.
That's been my assumption this whole book is like, what is Buzz Rahip lying about? What is he like, because he's very manipulative, obviously, already.
Oh yeah.
And one of the reasons why, for all of the reasons why I disagree fundamentally with Dawson's like beliefs and opinions about things on a general level, I was rooting for them so hard because I was like, get rid of this man. I cannot stand Buzz Rahip. Get rid of this man. He is a problem. Get rid of him. And so the end of the book, I'm not going to lie, the end of the book like puts me in a place where I feel like the parts of the story that I was compelled the most by in some ways have been removed now. So book 3 is going to have to work really hard, way harder, I think, to like get me to really immerse and be like on board with.
Look, no one here knows where this series is going to go. Like I promise. So
I have no idea.
You guys are going to see there's still some curveballs in here, but
There's
I will say,
I'm sure. I
there's
anticipate
nothing
that.
predictable with this
look,
book. I feel.
only liars
There's
need fear Basrahip. If you tell the truth, you have nothing to be afraid of.
See,
You and I have very fundamentally
When
different
Gator-
opinions of Azrael.
Yeah, but
It
I
is-
feel like Master Kit has the same power.
He's
and I
not
don't
scary
feel-
at all.
Yeah, he's not scary at all. I don't
No.
feel the ick that
That's because
I agree.
that's,
I don't
that's
feel the
because
ick
Master Kit is a coward who refuses to use it for the good of the kingdom. Master Kit has abdicated his responsibility and is instead using it to play in community theater.
Master Kid doesn't manipulate. See, the first thing when Gedder comes to Basrahip and told him that I am regent, now I have to meet that ambassador. Basrahip's first response is, "What if he's not? They are not, so innocent. What are you going to do?" That was his first question. He already manipulated Gedder to think of the alternative if they are lying. Actually,
The thing is, I think the whole point is that Basrahip is
I'm so uncomfortable right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like that. The fact that you're like, that's terrifying.
okay, guys. Okay, guys. Alan is just joking. Yeah, Alan is just joking.
love
He's
Master
being
Kid.
I don't feel
sarcastic.
safe in this kingdom anymore.
no. I think Basrahip is just such an awesome villain. Like what
For
an
sure, he's a good
what an
villain.
awesome
Oh, yeah.
power that they
Yeah.
have, and it is absolutely
It's terrifying.
disturbing the power
It
that the
is
spider
terrifying.
priest wield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can't forget, it's not just Basrahip and Master Kit, it's all of them. There are
Right.
a bunch of them, and that's easy to forget that it's not just those two. Like
Right.
all of them have that ability, and that is. But Anitha, I do think that Basrahip does what he does by manipulating and telling the truth. I don't think because they value like the whole cult, like Basrahip is a true believer, like, and their whole cult values the truth as they see it. You see what I'm saying? So, I think Basrahip, I think it's worse that Basrahip is doing it all while being completely sincere. He's
Okay,
just
what we don't know, at least at this point, I don't know much detail. Like, what is more important, spreading this cult, that spreading this word of goddess, or staying true to their word? What is their main priority?
I mean, spreading the cult, but like if you're a true believer, it's not the institution of the cult. You believe in the spider goddess. Like, so if the spider goddess is all about truth slash certainty, as we know, then it doesn't make sense for Basrahip, like the truest of the true believers, to because Kit doesn't lie either. Kit always says probably, so that he, doesn't lie, and so that he doesn't use his. I love it when he's like, when he's telling Marcus, I could make you do this. Like, I could
But I
make
don't
you
want.
accompany me, but I don't, because we're friends. And
This
that
also
is
I got doubt actually. What is the probability of Kit manipulating Adam to betray Marcus so that he can take Marcus on this trip?
the thing is that doesn't stand. Like, that doesn't hold up what we know about Kit.
No.
Yeah.
I think that was just really good, finally coming full circle and being like, today's the day I throw you in the ditch, take over the company.
That made me so upset. I'm not.
The first time I read it, I was infuriated at Yardom.
I was mad, yeah.
Infuriated.
Like, at the end of the book, I was like, okay, so Dawson's dead. Jory's like off stage right somewhere. Clara is with. Don't even get me started on Vincent. Don't even get me started. And Yardom is like yeet to Marcus, and I'm like, so all of my favorite parts of this book are now like in crumbling ruins around me, and I don't know how I feel right now.
Last discussion when you said you like Adam, I was laughing inside. It was such a struggle to not say anything.
And to be honest, though, if you asked me to pick right now between Yardom and Marcus, that wouldn't even be a competition for me. I'm not a fan of Marcus. I'm not a big fan of his.
I was so mad at Yardom the first time. This time, I was like, Marcus, you're being unreasonable. Like,
he is.
Thank you, Yardom. I know,
ridiculous.
I agree. Yeah. But, Tori, it has to give you some hope. That final scene of the final scene of the book before the epilogue, where Jory is like, well, what did you want to know? Clara, and she's like, well, we want to know if I was plotting against him.
Dude, that line gave me full chills. Now I was like, let's freaking go.
Like, the fact that Getter put the idea in her head and also has cleared her, like he has submitted her to the Basrahip machine and has cleared her. Clara is the only person in that kingdom who is able to operate
and she also knows how to manipulate Basrahip, how to get away by telling truth but without giving information, not like Dawson. When they asked, she did not say no. She told the thought did not come to my mind. That is such a clever answer, actually. Only Clara can answer that.
Yeah, all of her answers
she can easily, even after plotting, even in the middle of the conspiracy, she can get away from Basrahip by telling the truth.
But the thing is, it was also true. Like, she hadn't been plotting again. She is now.
Yeah.
It's just,
I can't wait.
Just what an epic
was so
ending.
Incredible scene.
That's so
good.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
I almost picked it right up again.
I know nobody wants to talk about that character, but I will tell you how my perspective changed. As I said, first time I read that final Vincent coming to save Clara, I looked at it as, yes, he's creepy, but at the same time, at least he took Clara under shelter and he's helping her. That's what I thought. But this time, I haven't reached that place, yes, but I know what is going to happen. This time my perspective changed. Now I look at it as I read the tabs, right? I look at it, he's taking advantage when she's very vulnerable. That's how I'm looking at it, actually.
Would you rather her live in the streets? That's what you'd rather her do?
I am not. See, you could always help as a friend. You could always help as a staff. You don't need to get, intimately involved.
That. Him like being up on her jock is like, what are we doing, Vince? Like, I don't love that.
I have like
that
a
was
huge,
unnecessary for me.
huge issue with, and
Way
like
too soon.
it was way too, and I think the problem is like in the first book, he's basically completely open to like, you know, Clara committing adultery with him while Dawson is living.
I mean, to be fair, Dawson is a huge douche, which is probably why he's okay with it.
But
I mean,
not with Clara.
I mean, that's true, but he's a huge douche to literally everyone else in his life. Anyone who is not Dawson's family, Dawson is an a-hole too.
But that also doesn't like negate.
I agree, but Vincent also Vincent Coe.
Vincent's not an improvement.
No, but Vincent is an uneducated huntsman. Like Vincent doesn't come from the same world as them. He doesn't have the same values. I agree.
That was like my one moment with Clara. That was my one moment with Clara. Is there's a moment where he like they're so happy because she got past Bazrahip or whatever, and he picks her up and she's like, "Oh, stop it! You're being romantic." And I'm like, "Your husband just died."
That's what
that was a huge dip for me with her. I was like, "No, ma'am."
I think that's just like grasping for any port in a storm. Like she has nothing. She has
nothing. But Vincent,
who else?
I'd give her like, you know, a pass on like maybe desperate for some kind of help and whatever it would take. But yeah, at the same time,
but if she had just said, "Put me down," great.
She is not in that headspace actually. With everything happened, she was very vulnerable, and she was. I look at it as at least that way. I chose to look at it that way. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For my own sanity, I'm choosing to look at it that way.
I'm trying.
I really liked how Sithrin kind of grew in this one, and about how Medea and Perrin Clark. I like how Perrin Clark, after being
he's a really interesting character.
Yeah. He has decided that he's like, okay, like she's actually pretty smart here. And you know, and now they kind of rely on her. Like she's a necessity of the bank now because
especially with how Gedder treats her in future.
Because of that. And oh no, like Gedder is I talked to Daniel Abraham about that. When I interviewed Daniel Abraham, we talked about LPQ and we talked about this series, and I talked about Gedder and just what, like I don't want to say bless his heart because then it sounds like, oh well, Alan's a Gedder fan. No, but like Abraham is such a brilliant writer to make me feel anything but revulsion for Gedder Polyako because he is worthy of our contempt, right? Like Dawson says. I love, first of all, we'll talk about that in a minute, but I love the fact the priests are like spreading like the legend of like Sun Wukong / Gedder Polyako, who is a wizard and like lives in the shadows and, you know, goes to the underworld to resurrect people. Like, I love it. But the dead walk with him and tell him their stories. Dawson laughed, but it made his ribs ache and he stopped. Have you met him? Dawson asked. He's cool. He'd have been a scholar, but he didn't have the discipline for it. I heard the guards talking about it. The one who brings the food. His brother saw Polyako by the fountain sitting with the dead king. He saw dead Simeon bow to him. This Polyako was a wizard, I think, or a dragon in human skin. He's nothing like that. He's a hobbyist. He didn't command the death of your nobleman out of bloodthirst. He did it out of fear. The idea that if he could just cut off enough heads, he'd be safe. If he'd had to wield the axe himself, he'd have turned white and decided on clemency. He's petty and a coward. He's not even grand enough to be evil. King Lekin shook his head. He's defeated us. No, I defeated you. That's not entirely true. And that hellborn priest defeated me. Polyako may have succeeded, but he's never won anything, and he never will. I find it interesting that Dawson says that Polyako's too cowardly to wield the axe, except what he doesn't. What I think Dawson gets Gedder 100% correct, except for the fact that his rage overpowers all of his insecurities, or his insecurities drive his fury, and then he can act. So I think he's right. But when Dawson is humiliating him in front of the court, like, say, you talk when I say you can talk, and he takes that axe or the sword or whatever it is and just butchers Dawson it is such a disturbing scene because it is a little boy who is overcome by rage because of how small he feels. And
What happened in? Sorry, go ahead.
I this is where I understand Polyako. I
Mhm.
understand your first serious relationship, especially your serious physical relationship, becoming attached, especially when you're the chubby kid that everyone made fun of in your circle your entire life. And I understand overcompensating because you feel small. No one likes to feel small. And we've all been there. We have
Yeah.
all been there and felt small and been humiliated. That's the human experience. But you don't give children that kind of power. And it's just terrifying. And this is another reason why Basrahib is so terrifying, because he knows what he has in Getter. He'll never find a better subject to attach himself than Getter Polyako. It's the
Yeah.
perfect storm of insecurities and fear, like Dawson says. And it's just brutal to watch.
Do you
Brutal.
feel like
In Dragon,
do you feel like Getter is at least a shred aware of possibly Bishop utilizing him or using him?
I don't think so.
Do you think
No,
he's
I
totally
think there are
oblivious?
parts in
You
this
think
book
he's
where it seems like that, but I think the lure of being taken seriously is too much.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
the lure
Yeah.
of being able to punish all of his enemies, it's too much. Like, it's too much to pass up, even if he
Yeah.
thinks that Basrahib
It's good.
is giving
That's
him
kind of
the
where I'm going to. I feel like he's not totally naive.
Mhm.
oh, yeah, Leah. And
Yeah.
and as someone who also has insecurities and does not like, when those are played upon, like, that's why he's terrifying, because we can
Yeah.
see ourselves in Getter. At least parts of him. This is part of the reason why I thought Mati was such an effective character in Long Price Quartet, because he is also filled with human failing, that we see ourselves in.
but
So
Marty's case, it was very subtle actually. The cruelty and evilness wasn't this in grand actually. Maybe because Marty had
okay,
never had that kind of power actually, as
okay,
Balyaku had.
that's not 100% true, and we're not going to spoil Long Price Quartet here.
See,
But
in Dragon's Path itself, when he had whole control of that city, what he chose to do just because he was humiliated, Abraham showed that what he was capable of. Now he has more power, more resources. Yeah, I'm terrified, and especially with what happened with Citrin
and
in this
and
book.
now that he's discovered, like, I don't know why he didn't think about this before, but like, now that he's discovered, I can just trot people in front of my lie detector, like, and just ask them point blank, hey, do you approve of this? Do you agree with this? Like, I do like that Basrahib, or it's not Basrahib, that Barioth was like, no, I'm not loyal to you. And because he's like, I will give you exile and not kill you if you just tell me the truth. But if you lie to me, you're dead. And he's like,
Yeah.
no, my loyalty's not to you. Sorry.
He's true
Shout
Dawson's
out.
kid actually. Truly Dawson's
Yeah.
kid actually. No, tact like Clara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree.
So, do y'all have any thoughts on Getter? We did a lot. We saw a lot with Getter here.
So
I
much.
think it goes back to what you were just talking about, Alan, about just all those insecurities and that brief, intimate moment he had with Citrin, and that almost whatever was going to happen there, and his it's just a play on his insecurity and all that. So I'd be curious, and I mean, as soon as everything happened, she was like, I'm out of here, kind of thing. But now I'm wondering, it kind of reminds me, this character kind of reminds me of Harold from Stephen King a little bit, and his love for I forget the name of the girl that he was with, but who just wanted to be friends and all that kind of thing, and how he just got sort of darker and darker and all that. So
that was actually probably the one part of the book, or the one scene in the book, when it comes to Getter, Citrin, all of that I felt was borderline gratuitous. And from a character standpoint, Getter's whole thing up to this point has been this like fantasy world in his head where he lives in a reality that he hasn't necessarily experienced, and that's what like how he makes his decisions, and that's how he like justifies the things that he's doing. In my opinion, I think that the whole situation with Cithrin would have made way more sense from Getter's perspective if they hadn't actually been intimate, because then he's latched onto this girl and now he's starting to build this fantasy world about her that he hasn't actually experienced. I don't think he needed that to
I
make
think
it obsession. I really don't think he did. And I actually think that experiencing the reality of that actually, to me, felt like Getter would have had then a different, like, that didn't, from a character standpoint, I felt like that was the weakest character writing in the whole 2 books so far.
So
at least I think
It definitely felt off for me
It
as
was
well
so
too.
gratuitous.
I haven't read from book 3 onwards,
And
but I think there
yeah,
is a
Francis,
reason
that
for
was the
that
name.
scene. Actually, I have a prediction when it comes to that scene,
Francine.
why it happened. So, in order to move the story in one way, Abraham added that scene. At least that's how I'm justifying for now, because I have a prediction
Atticus.
for next book.
But
I-
if it's plot based, that makes it worse for me, because I'm like, well, then it's not. It's just a, well, we have to do this because plot, which is never going to work for me. Like in terms of just
Okay.
like why it would happen.
Couple things. One, people do weird stuff when they're literally like they could die at any moment. Well, that's the one thing. But two, have we considered that Cithrin knew what she was doing? Like, have we considered that Cithrin is so obsessed with getting clout in this bank that she knew who she was with? Like, she knew who she was with. She knew that they were coming to like map out. And there's not. It's not like she says this in the text or whatever. In this book, like I don't, and I don't remember the other 3 books. But like, could Cithrin have even subconsciously known what she was doing in making a play for the regent when she's trying to get, her own bank? Like, obviously, that did not. If that was her plan, that worked out horribly, because once she realizes Getter's obsessed with her, she's like, we have to go. But like, could she not have been trying to make Getter, I don't know, beholden to her in some way? Like, I don't know.
didn't see it that way. I always thought Citrin is more comfortable, more into the, she did not know what to do during that time. She was bored, that's why she did it. That's how I looked at it at that
Except
time.
the only other time we've seen her sleep with someone, it was when she was trying to manipulate someone. The only other person she slept with is what?
Koharem.
Corforam, yeah.
Yeah,
Corforam.
that's the only other person that she slept with, and it was for bank stuff. And I'm not trying to slander Cithrin here. I'm not saying it's what she did, but I mean, we do know that Cithrin wants a bank more than anything else. So I don't know. I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it's like, to quote Speed with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, intense situations breed like in relationships or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? When they get together at the end of that bus ride.
It is a psychologically proven fact, actually. So there is a weightage to that argument.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it does feel weird. I will be with everybody else. Is that it's weird. It's just
I hated it. I hated it first time. That's one of my worst things that happened in book 2. First time I hated it, but now that I have 3 years time, I kind of got used to that knowledge. Actually, I'm not hating it.
That was kind of the moment where I was like, thank God for Clara, because Cithrin is just, what is she doing here?
She is definitely out of her depth. Like I don't know. That was just a bad choice on her part, because Getter is an incel.
I mean, she was just all for it. I mean, he was like, I don't know what I'm doing. He almost seemed hesitant, and she's like, don't worry, I do, And
to be fair to her, at that point, she did not know Getter is kind of obsessed kind of person, because what she has seen Koharem, or what is that kid's name, her friend Bessel, they are very like used to it, to play around kind of players actually. So she did not expect Geddet to be obsessed or fixated actually.
I
What?
think the most important thing of this scene, the whole after Dawson's coup, and let us not forget the scenes with Aster. Getter like Getter is good with Aster. Like
Yeah,
he is
he
a good
is.
guardian and he
Yeah.
is a good mentor when he's not being regent to Aster. Like Aster has someone who cares about him for him, not what he can do, not who he is. Like Getter cares about this kid.
Yeah.
And that is what makes what Abraham's doing so effective, is that you see that after Dawson's coup, that Getter is like normal.
Playing
Like,
with Ashton, gossiping about teachers.
yeah.
That was that's we do really feel, is this the same guy as the one who burned? When I the flawed character, the morally gray character to its perfection actually.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
agree
one
with
of
that.
the reasons why Abraham is such a brilliant character writer overall, because even with these characters that like you'd be terrified to be in a room with, or that you just hate because of the decisions they're making, he grounds them and reminds us that they're still human, that they even in the there's still this tiny little shred of them that makes you go, could they be redeemable, could they go a different path? And like Getter, I think, is a great example of someone who had any moment on this path, if one person had done something different, if he had had one role model to like really pull him out of that pit of self-pity and anger and rage, he could have ended up on a completely different path.
It's because his dad is so like Laren is so passive. Like
Passive, yeah.
Laren could not
Drives me
recover
nuts.
from his
Yeah.
wife's death. Like he's
No.
just, if his mom had lived, like maybe Getter would have turned out different.
Yeah.
And that, how about this scene
So
where
true.
Sithrin offers
I
condolences to
loved
Clara?
Citrine for
That was
that. I
good.
loved that. That's why,
Yeah.
even Perrin Clark actually realized the different perspective, the way Citrine looks at actually. That's one of the my favorite things about Citrine, how accepting she is of people. She doesn't judge people easily.
Oh yeah, and the
I
scene where
think
she's
I
telling
think
the
I think
bank.
this is a
Sorry,
good
go ahead.
thing. No, I was just gonna say I think this scene was a good sense of foreshadowing of Clara
Mm,
and Cithrin maybe
yeah.
See, based
I,
on the
getting back
titles,
together at some
actually,
point.
Tyrant's Law, I am guessing the height of Geddes' power, the fourth book, Widow's House.
Widows, I'm so
Yeah,
ready for
I
Widow's House. Let's go.
Um, I
Yeah.
loved the scene where the bank is talking and she just she's like, that's not right. You guys are not right at all. Like you are treating the regent like he's a politician. He's not. Like
Yeah.
he's a scared
Yeah.
little boy. Like if you
Yep.
betray him now, he will never forget it. Like we cannot hedge our bets with this guy. And I love that Medea and Perrin Clark don't just throw out of hand. Like
Yeah.
Yep.
that is what I like, because in so many fantasy books, the people in charge are so sure that they're right because by dint of their position. Medea did not get his banks as powerful as he is without listening to good counsel, even though she is Sithrin, but she is telling him something that, and that's how the bankers, you operate with as much information as possible. And she's
You
telling them something that they would
even
not be able to
even
figure out on their own.
even
you get
Perrin
it and
Clark
you get go ahead, Anitha.
even
Go ahead.
Perrin Clark actually, he's willing to have that communication with Citrine. What do you want actually? I want to know, what do you want to achieve? Why are you doing this? That communication, that's what the way Abraham wrote the difference between Dawson, a noble character, and how these bankers and merchants work. The difference is very, very actually clear, and it is very relatable. That's how, even how people outside are actually, how noble or spoiled rich people act, and how intellectuals act.
Yeah, and I think there was a scene, and it clarifies everything about how Getter will take revenge, for anything. And it was that scene, I think it was Alan Quinn and I think it was Dawson. And
Mm.
it was like all of this because I threw his book in, or ripped up his book or, played a little prank on him. All of this just because I did a
He
little
knows.
prank,
He knows
So
what
he
he
knows
did.
he's like psychotic,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alan Quinn. Yeah, it's Alan Quinn, I think, talking to Dawson.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of goes back to that line in Dragon's Path where like Getter is kind of lifted to this new position and title, and then he says to Alan Quinn, "Hey, remember when you threw my book in the fire?" Yeah, so do I.
I do
And
too.
a total change. And then the full circle of that with the end of book 2, where now all of a sudden Clara is like, now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
Got it. Yep.
oh boy. Like, because I think up until this point, Clara never took that offensive position because Dawson inhabited that space and that was his role in their relationship. And she was I'm going to make sure that he can do that and that everything behind the scenes is my domain. And I'm she's really, so it's going to be interesting to see how Abraham writes that kind of micro focused intellect now with this much more offensive macro scale politic conflict. I think that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Also, right now, Clara doesn't have resources. Nobody is willing to help her, both in terms of money or support. So, how Clara is going to achieve what she's going to do, like, what kind of allies she'll find, that I'm very curious about.
Because Anitha, you've only read the first 2 books, right?
Okay. Yeah, it's new for everybody going forward except me.
It is going to drive me crazy. This will be the first book I'll read from now on, like every month.
I like the scene where Clara is thinking about Dawson, because this is when I was talking about the themes that I like that people like Dawson usually exhibit. Clara even doesn't call him out, but when she's thinking, she's like, she loves like Dawson's duty, even though he applies it willy-nilly, like he applies it and makes exceptions or whatever, like with this whole thing with Getter. It's like, okay, well, I mean, yeah, like you follow your duty when you're supposed to or when you want to, right? But when it's inconvenient, you find a reason to explain why it's not disloyal to do what you're doing. And we see those mental gymnastics himself when he refuses to obey the order that Getter sends him with executing the nobles, where he's like, oh well, my honor is still intact because this order is very clearly compromised. It's not the kingdom ordering it, it's Bazrahib. And so therefore I don't have to follow it. Like I love those mental gymnastics.
I respected Dawson during those scenes, actually.
Yeah, except that he doesn't know it's from Bazrahib. he saw Getter look at Bazrahib one time in one meeting. This is Dawson's, like, can we please call it his absolute classist racist bull shark that he's on? Like, he couches it in, oh, I'm standing up for the kingdom. He's just so superior. Like, that's what it is. Like, foreigners are in the court. He's so xenophobic. Like, whatever. Duffman says a lot of things.
It was almost the first sentence. I mean, in Dragon's Path, what's it?
He hates foreigners and hates poor people.
I mean, everything you said is true.
However, but it's duty and honor. Dawson, you just hate foreigners, man. Like, that's your problem.
So he should have just been like, yeah, Bazrahib. Like, I'm so glad that we have this like wet blanket kid with no experience and too much rage with this priest that is really highly suspicious that just showed up out of absolutely nowhere.
You could ask a single question.
Blanket kid.
You could go and say, hey, Getter, Lord Regent, is there a reason you keep the priest around? Like, I saw the priest nodding at you. I saw you look to the priest when you were doing that. Is there a reason for that? And Getter could be like, yeah, he's telling me people are lying. Done. Problem solved.
Not done. Not problem solved.
He looked at the priest once. We must murder him. Like, the logical leaps are
true.
insane.
See, in one way, it is true. Dawson's perspective is true because without Basrahib saying that, maybe Gedder could have chosen to make peace actually. Because now Ashterihold and King Lakan, they're willing to make peace actually. That will save thousands of people's lives. So there is a possibility of that. But because of what Basrahib told Gedder, Gedder did not have any choice, and he was choosing to go on war,
You guys agree with Dawson. You agree with
even though
Dawson
other
because
people
we have all the information.
even though other
Dawson
people
did
are
not.
willing to make peace without thinking of consequences, without thinking of many thousands of
You
innocent
guys are letting
lives,
your hatred of
he is choosing
Basrahib
to go on
color
war.
this decision. Like, Dawson doesn't know Basrahib from Adam. He doesn't know Basrahib's evil. He just knows Basrahib is from a desert cult, and that Gedder looked at him once to get confirmation for something. That is all the information that Dawson has. You guys just know that Basrahib is terrible.
Both things are true. Dawson hated because he's cow shit, something he called Basrahib. He hated because he's from desert. Yes, he hates foreigners. At the same time, he also saw that Gedder is taking advice from foreigners. Both things are true.
Yeah, yes, Dawson's ranting that he's evil incarnate in one breath and nothing but a goat herder in the next. It's wonderful. It's so good. Like, it's just so good. Yeah. I'm just like, Dawson.
Yeah, whatever. Goat herder. Yeah. I'm thinking cow herder.
No.
I only feel bad for Clara for the whole thing with Dawson.
Yeah, I mean,
and Tori too.
I don't have any sympathy for Dawson, like just none. Like,
I mean, it was shocking, and it was crazy to see.
If you take a shot at the king, you better bring him down. You better not miss. And
this is a dialogue from somewhere.
Yeah,
Anyway, so guys, I don't like Basrahib. I know that y'all think that I'm like, look, would I like to have a little Basrahib follow me around so I can tell when people are lying? I'm gonna sit in my classroom. So, hey, why are you late? Oh, my car broke down, and Basrahib. I'm like, liar, to the principal's office.
No, you mean
like,
no.
Get out of here. Like that. Like that would be amazing. Just have a little Basrahib in my classroom, guys. I don't embrace the insane cultist. My point is,
we know that
Dawson does not know he's an insane cultist. Dawson only knows that Gedder looked at him once.
You got to pick Master Kid over.
Master Kid's the man. I'll take Master Kid, but the problem is Master Kid won't do it. Master Kid won't do it. I'll be like, Master Kid, tell me if this kid's lying. He won't tell me.
I believe, probably.
You know what? I'm just going to embrace it. I'm just going to embrace it.
Just own it.
Okay, can I talk about something? My prediction for next book. I could be totally wrong. Alan knows if I'm wrong, and other people who read book 3 knows. First time I totally missed it, but this time in Dragon's Path, something I noticed, because I know what happens in book 2, I kept thinking about it. In book 1, Dragon's Path, it was clearly mentioned that Koharem can't have kids.
Mm-hmm.
So the implications of that, immediately I thought of Citrin sleeping with Gedder. So I am predicting something. I don't know what will happen. It is total prediction, my theory. But I noticed it on second read.
I really got nothing. I don't know if I have predictions at all. Honestly, it's tough with Abraham's.
This other stuff, Marcus and Kid are going to go kill the spider guys. So, what other predictions? Tori, what predictions you have?
I think I'm really looking forward to what I hope is going to be Clara's rise to power. I'm really of some kind. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I'm really hoping to see, because I think we've seen a lot of what all of these other characters would do with power. We haven't seen what she would do with power yet. And
But she doesn't have power.
not yet, but that's what I'm saying. I'm looking forward to the rise to whatever that looks like, and like what characters are going to be tied in with that. I'm looking forward to. I just like Master Kit, so honestly, like I couldn't care less about the Spider Goddess, but I'm just looking forward to like traveling with Master Kit and whatever he's up to. I think I agree with Anitha's comment from before, where I think book 3 is going to be kind of the like the height of Getter's power, and I think something's going to happen to really snap the last like little threads of humanity that he's holding on to with Aster, because it's been heavily foreshadowed that like Simeon died from this horrible thing, that his father also died from, that his so clearly Aster's health is like a question
But
at
he's
some
still,
point.
but he's still a kid. They all
Right,
died
but I
in
don't know
30s
what
or
that
40s.
it's kind of a weird foreshadowy thing though. So
I mean, I guess for me it would be, I would love to, now that Clara is kind of not really a threat. She does have the best position to kind of plan and plot. I'd like to see more of Jory and maybe his play, especially since Getter still hopes that he's a friend, and I think maybe Clara might utilize Jory, maybe for good or bad, in Jory's fate. But I'd like to see a little bit more of that play out, with maybe more interaction between Jory and Getter, to see if something plays out from that. But if Barstrip's around, it's going to be really hard for Jory to be deceptive. But that's kind of my hope anyway. Yeah.
I hope Abraham connects some way with the second son as well, Vicarian. Nobody is expecting anything from him. He's kind of underdog, and I don't think, in the traditional terms, I don't think Clara will come to power, but she will like make a way so that to like oppose Gedder's power or Priest's power, and Master Kit and
It'll be
Marcus will
slow
bring
for
that
sure.
actually.
I think it'll be slow for sure. It probably won't happen until like
Clara is the only one who can operate with impunity right now, because she's cleared the lie detector test. But that's all we know. I mean, but what power does she have? She has none.
Yeah. So it's going to have to be a slow grow for sure. But it'd be really cool to see that happen from ground zero to whatever.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts or hopes you guys have for book 3? I remember Sal asked me what I remember. I remember the ending of book 3, and I remember one other scene in book 3, and it's a scene with Marcus. I don't remember anything. I remember book 3 being my favorite.
How long has it been since you read it the first time?
Let me check.
Series.
I know that Alan not hated, but did not like the story from in book 4 and 5, and I know that Jimmy liked it a lot. I don't know where I fall in between those two.
I read them, I think 2022.
Okay.
Tori. Yeah, 2022. I read the whole series.
I just hope there's some sort of reconciliation with Yardam and Wesker. Marcus.
I was so mad at him.
I don't want anything bad to happen to Yardam.
Bring back the bromance, dude.
I don't want anything to happen to Yardam.
I don't know what I feel actually. I'm surprised, not exactly surprised. Abraham turned this popular military general to a dud actually. I'm not sure what I feel about it, but I'm hoping Marcus will have at least a huge role to play in the path he's going
now.
Leah has read book 3.
She really loved it.
Yeah, I
liked it the best. So
yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, we all like different stuff from this.
Yeah.
What you do know is that since Basrahip is my favorite character and book 3 is my favorite, then that just must mean that
everything sucks.
I mean, Basrahip is one of my all-time favorite fantasy villains, just because
that's fair. Totally fair.
How disturbing this power that the shadow priest, that the spider priests have. He is, and he's so. What I like about Basrahip is that Basrahip is not attention seeking. Everything he's doing is from behind Getter. He does not seek like he does not seek to be acknowledged as like, oh, look what I'm doing. Like, this is a true believer, head priest of his little cult, who is operating literally from the shadows. And it just makes him terrifying. So he's just such a good character.
I mean, in hindsight,
Weirdly,
I mean, think about the power, finding truth. I mean, I think we all want
finding certainty.
Find certainty. I think we all like that concept. I think that's a good concept, and I think that's what makes this so compelling, is that you can turn this into such a vile, feeling, way of magic, and it's or manipulation, like kind of what Tori said. And I do see your side on calling it manipulation, because it is almost like a torture device. A lot of innocent people get, when you're under torture, you're going to admit anything just to stop the pain, kind of thing.
Do anyone feel like, I don't know, maybe because I'm only read until book 2, I don't see Basrahip as a big villain actually. For me, Gedder is the big villain. He's the total chaotic character.
Well, there could be a switch at some point.
Yeah. That's what I'm expecting. Basrahip is, as in Dawson's words, not mine. He's just a goat herder from the desert. He's like such a background character, and also the way when he started traveling with Gedder in the city, the way he gets surprised with everything. Even a little kid lied to me. Can you believe that? That childlike innocence. I don't look at him as a big time villain, at least so far.
Well, I am only when I'm talking about stuff, I'm literally only talking about the first 2 books. Like, I know things about to happen in the next 3 books, but I'm not going to bring any of those into the discussion right now. I'm just saying, for now, like right now, where we are now, I love Basrahip as and one thing we didn't talk about, is we just touched on it here, is Kit explaining to Marcus that it isn't truth that the spider priests detect, it's certainty. And so there are a whole lot of people in the world right now who would be immune to Basrahip's little magic, because, man, are they 100% sure? They are 100% wrong, but man, are they 100% sure? Guys, they are 100% sure that I'm just not even going to, but they are 100% sure. They are 100% sure that, I don't know, injecting lavender into your bloodstream is going to cure your cancer. 100% sure. Like, they are 100% sure. Like, they're just they and Basrahip would be like, yes, that works. It's like, they're not. Oh my goodness! Like, I mean, and that, it's just such a key difference. Like, the strength of conviction you have to get that past Kit and Basrahip, because like, you believe it is true. Like, you believe it is true. You know what I mean? Like, if you believe, it doesn't matter if the Loch Ness Monster exists. If you believe that the Loch Ness Monster exists, then Basrahip, you will confirm to Basrahip that you were telling the truth, because you believe that the Loch Ness Monster is in. And look, I talked to Gedder, and Gedder's like, hey, is Nessie real? I say yes, because let me tell you, there's a plesiosaur in that lake somewhere. I don't care where it is. There's a plesiosaur in that lake. Like, I promise you. That's how sure I am that Nessie is real. It's just a really interesting difference in what we had thought it was up to this point.
I'm excited to see him kind of break that apart in the next couple of books, to see where, like, because right now it's being kind of portrayed as truth or lies, right? But I think breaking that down and unveiling the complexity behind that, and I think Clara is kind of the start of that, and it'll be interesting to see how that continues to unravel in the next couple of books or next book.
And I think we as readers saw that when Clara was having her interrogation. It's like, okay,
you see the flaws.
You can manipulate this, based on what you are actually perceiving, or what you are going through at that time. Right?
I'm super eager to. I got to finish this dumb audiobook I'm listening to, so that I can listen to the next one, which is Tyrant's Law.
Okay.
I want
For
to see
me,
if I remember.
don't yell. I'm going to first finish this. I'll be done. Worst case,
Anitha, I'm
Thursday.
not. Anitha, I just assume you're not in read-alongs anymore. Like I don't ask you to follow anything anymore.
Fine.
Okay. What were you gonna say? You're gonna read
No,
Tyrant's Law afterwards?
no, I need to finish this. Then Tyrant's Law.
Oh my goodness. All right, that's fine. That's fine. We'll have this discussion
Halfway through
probably
the month.
realistically beginning of
Halfway through the
August.
month.
No, we're
Halfway
not
through the month.
because no,
That's when you started asking for Kingsplit discussion, right? Not even halfway through the month.
Anitha.
Yeah.
My July is so packed, and I'm gone the back part of July. So, and then Finn's here for the middle part of July. So it'll probably be beginning of August.
You'll have a live stream
Anitha,
again.
you're not even going to be done with it, so it doesn't matter when I have it. I'm giving you more time to finish.
I'm asking about Finn live stream, not book live stream.
Oh, okay. I don't know. So we'll probably have this like very beginning of August, guys, or very, very end of July. I'm back in town like the 26th or something. So I'm super excited. And like I said, like the plot goes like again, you have no idea where this is going.
I mean, I wasn't expecting Dawson to die at the end of book 2. So
Word. So it's like
thing,
this series is fantastic. It's not that books 4 and 5 are not as good as book 3, in my opinion. It's just that things just went like Tori's saying right now. And if you don't like Tyrant's Law, it can largely be because all of the threads that you wanted to follow are not as prevalent in Tyrant's Law, if they're not or whatever. Something similar to that in
I predict, and we'll see if I'm right. I predict that I may like the back half of the series better. We'll see.
I can guarantee it. I can guarantee you will.
Just based on
I don't think
reasons
so.
why you love 2 and 3. I feel like I'm going to start like ramping up my enjoyment from 3 to 5 is my guess.
Well, a lot of what I liked about books 2 and 3 and 1, 2, and 3 really especially is because there was a lot of stuff that I did not expect. And one of my favorite things in fantasy, because I've read so much of it at this point, is when I am genuinely surprised by something that happens. I was genuinely surprised when Getter frickin' takes that sword and just like hacks Dawson to pieces in front of everybody. I was genuinely surprised when he sets fire to Vanai. Like, so that's part of the reason. Is just because like there was just so much that happened, and I was just like, I did not see that coming.
His rage, it's like terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying.
So
it's like, what is he gonna go psychotic in on book 3? Is kind of
and again, this is 4 years ago. I didn't have children 4 years ago, so just like Thud is gonna read differently when I reread Thud. Like having children, like I'm a dad now, and even if there's not like any little kids in it or whatever, it's still I'm not the same reader I was 4 years ago. None of us are. So I'm eager to see how this series.
I think even
it's this next time.
Whether there are kids or not, we grow actually. Our experiences change, so our perspective changes a lot.
Sure.
So I definitely have a different experience this time around with first 2 books. What I noticed and what I did not care, that it definitely changed.
Yeah, me too. Like I hated Yardam for betraying Marcus, and in this time I read it, I'm like, Marcus, you got what you deserve. Like you're trying to steal from the bank, and like, what are you doing? So
Yardam gave him so many opportunities.
I know.
And
I was
every time when reading Geddes and Dawson's POV, I was like, I don't want this. I want Citrin or Marcus. I want to go back to Port Aleve. Then Marcus POV comes. I was like, this again. I was at that disappointment that this is not what I want from you. Yes, that feeling is definitely there. Such a boring POV, definitely in this book, especially.
Marcus, he's just whining the whole book. Like, Marcus, get over feeling sorry for yourself.
I'm going after her. That's the only dialogue for me.
And Yadam's like, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do? You're going to save her from the entire city? Like, oh, you're right. She's sitting
Marcus
there
is
holding
like,
up.
yeah.
Yeah. And Yadam's like, oh yeah, she's just sitting there waiting for you to come rescue her. Like, that's what she's doing. Like,
I mean, they kept saying this whole thing with Yardam and Wesker, and I was like, this is going to come up, but I didn't realize it was going to come up in book.
I wasn't expecting
book 2. Oh man, it's so good.
But I'm kind of glad it did, because I didn't want him to betray him at the end, and that was it. You know?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys are still in. I'm glad this is
absolutely.
so much fun discussing this. I can't wait.
I'm locked into the end.
I wish I could remember what happens in book 3 other than the end. But I'm excited. Maybe I'll hit it this time, or maybe my boy Basrahip gets what he deserves. That's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting that when we come back to discuss book 3, everyone will have changed their tune and been like, you know what?
Again, yeah.
Basrahip's kind of sexy. That's what I'm expecting from y'all. I'm expecting to hear that y'all are shipping. You're shipping yourself and Basrahip in your Wattpad stories.
Maybe Clara and Basrahip.
Clara X
No.
Basrahip.
Stop it.
Clara's, what is it? Clara ship. Yes. All right. We're okay. Everyone, make this trend. Make this trend.
Clara Hip, maybe.
Clara ship.
Clara ship.
So,
Clara Hip. Oh God. I know. I am also you. I'm just.
Imagine how mad you're going to be if that's what happens in book 3.
Dude, I will rage on this live stream for book 3.
I'll have
Tori will definitely DNF.
I'll have a word with Abraham. Email. What did you do?
I will reach out to Daniel Abraham and spend the entire hour and a half just on that.
Let's not even I don't even want to get into how Basrahip and their power could be abused in that arena. That's just something we're not even touching on. Because, you know.
This is what I was saying at the beginning when you were all getting in my face about it.
No, I agree, but that's not in the book. That's not in the book. I'm not talking about that's not in the book.
But it would never happen. Yeah, it would totally never happen.
Look, that is not the same as using it to have people give their castle over so that a bunch of people don't die. One of those is noble. The other one is abhorrent. So, just don't give it to Getter. Don't let Getter do it. Getter's the creep. Basrahip has no interest in any of that. Basrahip is interested in herding goats.
Thank you, Sal. I appreciate you.
To be a what? Oh yeah, no, I understand the implications too, but that's not in the text. We are. Oh,
it's 100% in the text, Alan.
It is not. It is not in the text that the priests are doing that.
Yeah, it is not.
The fact that could happen. I mean, that is the nature of the power, and that's horrible. And that we know that. Gross. Anyway, sorry I brought it here. Sorry I brought it here. I'm just interested in Basrahip making. Detecting lies. I like the lie detector part more than I like the "you have already lost. Listen to the sound of my voice.
Oh my God!
Everything you care about is gone. You have already lost."
It's worse when you listen to the audio, for sure.
Yeah, I listen to the audio. I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So Basrahip's voice in the audio is so good.
Yeah, it is too
but
good.
I like that part less. The fact that they can make other people believe stuff. I like that less. I think the truth and lie thing is much cooler.
I think
and less problematic.
both are terrifying for me. I think
because you're a liar. So having
exist.
people being able to tell if you're a liar or not is terrifying if you are a profligate liar. I get it. I, a truth teller, have nothing to fear from Basrahip. Unless he's like, "You think Shallan's humor is funny in Way of Kings. Listen to the sound of my voice. Brandon Sanderson is the funniest writer ever." And I start walking around being like, "Hey guys, you know what? My hat is my personality." And if that happens, you know that Basrahip got to me. So Anitha, listen to the sound of my voice. You will stop watching big dumb C-dramas and read the read-along books. You are the loyalist. You have already lost interest in all those other dumb things you do instead of read the books you're supposed to read. Listen to my voice. I love when Dawson's like, I don't want to listen to your voice.
Sorry, I'm still Team Dawson in this situation. I'm sorry.
I am too with that.
It was so funny.
Priests were so confused. The priests were so confused. I mean, they were like, how to handle this guy?
Dustin's like, I don't want to listen to your voice. I don't want to listen. Shut up. It was so funny. It was so funny.
Fantastic.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Chat, thank you guys for joining. Leah, make sure you tune in when we talk about book 3. So you can also join me in my standing of it.
Leah, please don't read ahead. Wait until we catch up to you.
Oh, she's already gone. She's gone.
You can catch everyone. You can catch everyone's channels. Anitha, what you pronounce your last name? Gade? Is that it? Anitha Gade?
Anitha Gade.
Anitha Gade. Christopher Navo and Tori reads. Yeah.
Something like that.
Tori talks. Tori talks.
Reads books.
Tori talks too.
Tori talks too. Y'all check out their channels. Thanks guys so much, and keep out there standing Visraha.
Bye. Thanks for joining.